All right. Welcome, everybody. I am getting much better, Michelle, I think, at getting us live on Facebook. I am so thrilled you're here with us today. For all of you that have missed a little bit of our lives, we've had a bit of a hiatus. I had a little bit of a holiday, but welcome to Candy Event Consulting and our new Moments magazine expand issue just launched just a week ago, and I'm so excited to be starting this conversations. We haven't had the chance to have a party, Michelle. Usually we have a really great face-to-face with lots of balloons and candy and and speakers and all that kind of good stuff. We can't meet face-to-face, so this is a way for us to get you guys engaged, and you're in Edmonton, so it gives us a chance to have a chat even though you can't be in Calgary with us. But we're really looking forward to these conversations because for those of you that have been following Moments Magazine, every issue has a theme, and the theme is really important to me because it gives us a chance to explore something about event planning that is really important and think a little bit differently. If anything, for me, it's about bringing a new perspective, something different, a lot of different voices and people that can speak into the theme. And I wanted to, just to welcome you, Michelle, here. I'm going to do our little intro for why we're doing these interviews. And then I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself. Sound okay?
Sure. Yeah, thanks.
All right. So these interviews, this idea of expanding is really about, I actually chose the theme expand before COVID hit here in Calgary. And I had all these really expansive ideas and great articles, thoughts, and some books that we were going to be sharing. And when COVID hit and everybody started contracting, and I posted a little video yesterday about this idea of keeping the vitals alive. And sometimes for some of you, when you're in crisis, and your body might even be in crisis, it really works just to keep your heart pumping, keep things, just so that you can survive, and then it'll start healing itself in time. And a lot of us that plan events, we have been in that contraction zone, in that trying to keep things okay and still alive zone. And this idea of moving from contraction to expansion, really, it challenged the concept for me. And so these interviews are really our chance to dig in. What does that mean for us? How do we make that personal? And if you are planning and promoting your own events, it's super important for us to get clear on what does expansion mean for fall, and even more important for 2021. So I am so thrilled, Michelle, that you are here. I posted this morning a link right to your article. Michelle is part of our Ask the Expert section. So with every issue, we have a Q&A with people that know what they're doing and that do this incredibly well. We have had that chance to connect over the last few months, Michelle, about your nurturing spirit and your spirit of really wanting people to grow. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are. You're obviously in Edmonton today, in the sunny Edmonton, it looks like. But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself and what brings you here today.
Sure. Well, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, Lisa. Thank you for inviting me, and being a part of the Expand issue was something really special for me to contribute. So thank you for that. So yeah, I'm in Edmonton, and I have been an active volunteer of the Association of Administrative Professionals since about 2013, and a board member since 2018. And during that time, I have witnessed the power of community and how, not just through event planning, but through advocacy for our field and nurturing administrative professionals on their career journeys really transcends what a professional association is. We are a truly diverse and talented membership across Canada, and I'm very privileged to be a part of that community and to represent them. So I am the branch president in Edmonton, and I'm also a stay-at-home mom right now, which
I love the tower behind you. That's
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, my 6-year-old might be an engineer. I don't know, but she built that, and awesome. She built that tower. So that is one of the things that I feel has been a perfect balance for me at this stage of my life. You know, AAP has enabled me to really, you know, express myself in a holistic and constructive way. It has given me opportunities to really, you know, just, you know, expand, you know, my skill set and challenge myself. And so at the moment, like I said, I'm home with my children and I'm actually looking for work. But, you know, the pandemic really threw things for a loop. And so I'm just taking things one day at a time. And I'm really just focusing on the member experience here in Edmonton and how we can elevate that and really bring our community together stronger in this unprecedented time.
Which is really, when you were talking about this idea of expanding and the challenge it is to expand, that's really intriguing to me, because sometimes we feel like we just want more, right? Or we want, I just did and you were there, but our Planning with Vision workshop that we did last week. But this idea, sometimes we look at the future and we want more of that, or we want to see bigger, maybe membership numbers. We want to experience more or have more in our lives, whatever that means. And this idea of it being a challenge and stepping up to the challenge and skilling up in that area, what does that look like for you? Because I think you have faced a lot of those challenges through the association, but also through personally, when you say that you're looking for work as well. What does challenge, like stepping up to that challenge, what does that mean for you?
Yeah, and so I consider myself a holistic producer, in the sense that, you know, I'm a very I am an empathetic person. I am a passionate person. And so when I am in an environment that I see potential, whether it's staring me in the face or it's like lingering somewhere in the background, I just get energized by that. And I like to explore that and I want to make it shine. So, you know, being a part of AAP has been that outlet for me to really just, you know, allow us to explore the unknown and to see what we can achieve as a collective group. And everybody on our executive committee in Edmonton here have their strengths and their talents. And they even have fears that they want to face. Like, that is the safe space that we provide for our members, is having the ability to challenge themselves in areas that maybe they don't have access to in their jobs. And that has definitely been in my case because, you know, as a mom, you know, and for any of the stay-at-home moms, the working moms out there, you know what I'm talking about, you know, how challenging it is to pivot from mom mode into work mode and back. And so my approach to how I operate in AAP is trying to bring all of those elements of myself and of all of the individual members into one synergistic whole. You know, we need to be valued and able to express ourselves as whole people. And it's that, like our vulnerabilities, our talents, our functional skills, when they're all blended together, that's when we're the strongest. And we should really honor that.
And when you describe it that way, to me, it actually feels really energizing, or it seems like the whole process could be quite energizing. And this idea of expanding into something new, maybe taking on something that feels a little uncomfortable, when you have the vision of what could be and what that could look like, what a gift that is, not just to your family and your kids, obviously, and in your world, but to the membership of AAP in Edmonton, because it really allows them, like you said, a safe space to explore, and you've got each other's backs, and you are in that position of let's expand together. Because if we all kind of do this on our own and try to expand, and we might get a certain direction or move a certain direction or get a certain result, but it doesn't necessarily give us the community that you're talking about, sort of this really engaging and supportive community that will last us for years to come.
Absolutely. My successes that I've had through AAP would not have been possible without the support and, you know, the collaborative nature of my AAP community and the executive committee. it just would not have happened. And so, that is the approach that we have with everything we do, whether it's event planning, our dinner meeting programs, our online virtual workshops that we're doing now. Everything is tailored to collaborative, like fostering that collaborative nature in everything we do, and welcoming the diversity, welcoming the talents and the expertise of the people in our community, because ultimately that's what's going to take us higher. It's not just.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's not just like, it's not just the executive committee. I mean, we do operate the branch, but we are always looking for new talent. We're always looking for volunteers to help, because the more ideas, the more talent we bring together, the stronger everything will be.
Well, and I think in that too, there was a question in moments when we did the Q&A with you about how is your board becoming more innovative through this. And I'm hearing some pieces of that, but maybe if you want to touch on what your answer was in the magazine, but expand on that a little bit. What kind of innovations are you putting into motion now? Everything's upside down, but I think things are still moving for all of us. But it's looking different. So what kind of innovations are you putting in place?
Well, we have a really great group of ladies on our board. We have really experienced veteran members who have been serving as board members for over a decade, and we have younger, newer members. So I feel like we are in this perfect balance of, the mentorship quality of our veteran members and the new perspectives and energy of our younger members. And so what I have been working on in terms of bringing that together to be that holistic whole is really going deep into what everyone feels they can contribute and the fear that they have in doing it. Because everybody has a talent, everybody has a spark inside them. And, at the same time, everybody has something they want to be working on. So I don't see our board members as, silos, like, okay, you do this part of the board, I do this part of the board, and we just keep each other in the loop. It's like, no, we need to support each other in what we do, how we want to advance and elevate the branch. And that has been a very fulfilling process because we are building stronger connections together, learning more about each other, and the team aspect and the bonding that we have experienced over this last few months has been really special.
And how can you not innovate when you bring those really diverse personalities and backgrounds and just the beauty? I've met your board and just the beauty of each person's individual personality and what they're bringing to the table. How can you not sort of have a natural innovation that starts happening if everybody's willing to play in the same sandbox and, like you say, show up for each other? What a gift that is to each other as well. What kind of events have you got planned for this year? Like, even if they're looking different, you had mentioned online workshops and some dinner meetings that you're doing through, I think it's Zoom as well. But what does that look like for you? What do events look like for you now coming up in fall?
So when the pandemic started, we actually had a program that was in place for the next year. And it was meant to be in person because historically that's what we've done. And we were supposed to host our annual conference in May, which would have been here in Edmonton. So the pandemic forced us to pivot to virtual. And that was something that was quite challenging because in our history as a branch, we had never done that before. But as a leader and a board member for a few years, I had this feeling, I had this thing like in me percolating, and I knew it was coming and I wanted to do it. And, it's not easy to convince or get the buy-in for such a significant change. So I'm actually, as challenging as the pandemic has been, I'm eternally grateful for this opportunity because it was the catalyst that pushed us there. And so now our dinner meeting program, which we host from September to June, is now completely virtual. And we will be communicating with members through social media and email about those events. And you can also check out the AAP Edmonton branch webpage to learn more. And then our conference that was supposed to be in May, we did reschedule it to next year, so next May. And we are still hoping to have an in-person event because, like I said, you know, AAP is more than just a professional association. We are a truly diverse and talented community of admin professionals from all sectors, all levels of management, every industry. So we like to come together and we like to party. We like to network. We like to, you know, work hard and play hard. So, you know, for us, like our conferences are really a time for us to come together and to share, you know, our experiences and to network.
I love it. And I think for all of us, and what an encouragement, honestly, to so many people, whether that's for us here at Candy or in the work that we do with our clients year round, and the shifting everybody's doing, it's so much of it is mindset. So much of it is how you are putting yourself in a position of welcoming opportunities as they come. And what I see in your leadership and what's happening through the board, and obviously it takes membership to create that energy that everybody does want to meet. So good on everybody that's part of AAP up in Edmonton. But it really has this feel like where the world is going is that the sky's the limit, and really there are no barriers in the same way as we used to experience. And so even with your May 2021 events, to be looking at how do you include a virtual component? How do you make sure that as you go through the months to come and you start to get a following maybe from just outside of Edmonton, or you get some opportunities to collaborate even with other branches, that could be a really exciting opportunity that folds into what does a conference look like in 2021. We all don't know what that looks like. We're all, you know, making a lot of intelligent guesses, but at this point, we're just doing our best. And I see that definitely going on there in Edmonton. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited about this issue. It was a little bit odd. I said to my husband when I launched it, because I put it on Issue, which everyone can read it for free. It's digital, so you can download or read it on Issue. But the really it's just so crazy because I just launched it and there was no fanfare and there was no party, and it was a little like, okay, there it is. And just as I start to have these conversations around not just the theme, but the content that you guys have so graciously provided, and what this means to anyone planning events anywhere. This encouragement that you're talking about, this ability to innovate, this ability to bring people together regardless, is such an encouragement to me, and I hope for everybody that's watching today. Michelle, who can, where can they find you, number one? And would you be the person to contact if they wanted some more information about AAP in Edmonton, or even nationally, what's going on with AAP National? And then also, what tip would you leave with us about expanding, just that we can take with us today?
Yeah, so you can go to canadianadmin.ca. That is the association's website. We have branch pages for all of the branches across Canada. So you can find me on the Edmonton branch page. And if you're in Calgary, we have a branch there. So hook up with the Calgary branch. They're an amazing group. And we also have a new branch in Red Deer that was just inaugurated this year, and they are growing as well. And so, you know, like I said, on the website, that's where you'll find information about our events, the scheduling, and they are all virtual for the time being. And we have aspirations to incorporate more hybrid events in the future. Yeah. And for me, I'm on LinkedIn. Just look up me, Michelle Hrycauk Nassif. I'd be happy to connect with you if you want to learn more about the association, or even if you're just a stay-at-home mom in transition, I would love to hear from you. And I guess if I had a piece of advice, it's actually a quote that I read this spring. I read Oprah's the Path Made Unclear, the Path Made Clear book. So
Okay.
for any of you Oprah fans, it's a really good.
I just
book.
lost your video, but it might be because you're reading us the quote.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, there you are.
My husband's trying to call me. Sorry about that. All right, so I'll read the quote because it resonated with me so much. It says, "If you don't have a vision, you're going to be stuck in what you know. And the only thing you know is what you have already seen. But a vision that grows inside you, sleeps with you, and moves with you. A vision that you can tap into on your worst days. That vision will pull you forward."
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. And the idea of a vision being, you may not know, we don't have to know all of the steps, but if we just allow ourselves to move towards that vision, that's the gift you can give yourself today. I'll talk to everybody else out there and to myself, because I get in my head a lot because I really want to figure things out. I'm a systems person, so I try to figure out the connections and the systems. And exactly that quote is a perfect way for us to move into the day, really find our grounding, and keep moving forward. So thank you so much, Michelle. I so appreciate the time. And I will be, for the rest of you that are watching today, my name is Lisa Garrow, and I am the founder of Candy Bank Consulting. If you need any help, we actually right at the start, I don't know, Michelle, if you knew this, but right at the start of COVID, I started an email called Pick My Brain at candyconsulting.ca because I was getting a lot of phone calls and emails, and it's just like, okay, bring it on, because I may not know all the answers, but I will try to help you find some. So if you are feeling a little bit lost, or you're still swimming and not sure what is coming up for you and your planning team, just send me an email or send me a text and let's connect. But the best thing for you to do this weekend, is to log into candyconsulting.ca/moments-magazine. You can read Michelle's article there. You can read all sorts of great tips about what's coming up for the future. What do you need for tech? How do you get your mindset really ready for what's coming up? So take a read of our Expand issue of Moments Magazine. And I will be doing a replay of this. So we're going to do a watch party, Michelle, and that way I can add all of your links and the AAP website in there, and I'll make sure that I'm adding that to the comments. So if you guys have any comments, feel free to add them below, and I will be answering those throughout the day. So thank you again, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye.